Hey guys, King Dro here. Today I'll be talking to you about gachas and how to set them up. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a dino to farm berries. It doesn't matter which one you use. I like to use the kangaroo for the high weight and you can farm fairly fast. Brontos obviously is another good choice. And then you're going to need an iguanodon. Doesn't matter the level, it could be a level 5. And that's to make seeds. Okay, so now to make seeds very quickly, all you have to do is put your berries into the iguanodon. You go to the iguanodon menu wheel. You'll see an option for seed, fruit, and inventory. That will turn all the berries in there into seeds. It will only use one stack of berries and it will turn the rest into seeds. So then you take all of it out, all the berries out, put the berries back in, and you repeat. You just keep doing this back and forth until you have plenty of seeds. Now, you can put seeds in a dedicated storage. That way, you can store up to 1.8 million seeds. Makes a very efficient way of doing it. I, right now, am only using a dino to store them, but you can certainly do that. You can see how fast you can make seeds. After a couple minutes, you're going to have thousands of seeds. Now, obviously, you can only hold up to 300 slots in a dino. That's the max before it black boxes. So make sure that you take the seeds out and put them in another storage or dino or whatever you like to use. And then once you have all the seeds, we'll proceed to the next process. Okay, so I already had these gachas set up, so they are already currently running. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to go into the gacha, into the wheel, production, select the production that you want. We're doing element dust right now. These are a mating pair. Then you're gonna go into the inventory. You're going to put, I usually put like 3,000 seeds per gacha, and you're going to need snow owl pelts. Now those snow owl pelts are very easy to get. You just put a couple snow owls near your gachas. They will throw them up, and the gacha will pick them up. Um, this little gacha setup is decent. It's got the snow owls above, so when they throw up the owl pelt, it goes down, and the gacha will pick them up. So I'm just filling up each gacha with all of the seeds and the snow owl pelts to make sure there's plenty in there. And they will produce gacha crystals. I like to use the gachas during the times when I'm raising dinos. It's a very efficient way to make resources, and you're already feeding dinos and spending a lot of time in one area. Might as well utilize the gachas. So I don't have a huge setup like some other people do. I think this is just big enough. Now there are other tower designs that you can certainly use that are much more efficient at producing crystals in a much faster time. However, they're big, bulky, they lag the server, and they're kind of on the ugly side. This is a little different. It's very simple, and I can utilize the space for other things as well. This gacha setup isn't quite finished yet. Now, I'm not finished building this area yet. I do plan on adding things like dedicated storage, some tech troughs, tech generators, so that way I can keep the gachas and the snow owls fed at a much more efficient way. I can also raise dinos here. It's fairly large, so I can multitask. So another thing that we need to talk about on the gachas is they have to be at least, I believe it's 13 foundations apart, or else they won't work. So you can have a mating pair near each other, but you can't have a male and a male, or a female and a female. So that's why I have them spaced the way I have them spaced. Now the way I have them spaced currently is there are exactly the right distance apart, and they will work at this distance. Now over here I have a gacha by itself and a bunch of snow owls around it. That's just to produce snow owl pellets at a much faster rate. Now, snow owl pellets do decay very fast. I think it's like 2 days or something like that. Now, a good way to extend their life if you aren't really using them that fast is store them in a dung beetle, and they will last like 4,000 hours or something outrageous. So you basically just go tame yourself a dung beetle. Higher level the better, so it has better weight, and just level it in weight, and you can probably store, 150 pelts per dung beetle, and they're very easy to maintain. They eat spoiled meat. Now, the maximum amount of dust that you can get per one crystal is 180. To ensure that you get 180 almost every single time is to have the crafting skill to about 150. So that's the only thing that I will level a gacha in is crafting skill up to about 150, and then I don't go any higher than that. And then you will almost get every single time 180 dust per crystal. Now, as I'm opening the crystals, you can see I'm getting about 180 each time. The ones that I didn't are the gachas that aren't leveled to 150 yet. They were a new clone, so they weren't leveled enough yet to about 150. If you go too high on the crafting skill, all that's going to do is increase your loot. You don't want loot, you want the raw resource like dust. Now, there's gachas that have organic poly. There are gachas that have like black pearls, pretty much almost any resource. You have red crystals, blue crystals, green crystals, gas balls, you name it. There are gachas that have them. However, the element gachas are the most valuable because you can turn element dust into element, and it's the only form of element that's actually transferable between servers. Now, this amount of gacha crystals were about 10 to 15 minutes of farming. Now, you do only have about 15 minutes before the crystals decay on the ground, and you have to be in render distance of the gachas to be able for them to produce crystals. So that's why it's great when you're doing like babies, because you're raising them anyway, and you're feeding them like the gachas. Once you set them up, you only gotta, depending on how many seeds you put in them, obviously, will be however long they will last. Now, about 3,000 seeds per gacha will last like 10-15 minutes, so that's about how much you get out of that. But seeds are very easy to make, as you saw earlier in the video, so that's why seeds are used. Certainly you can use other things if you'd like, but seeds is the most efficient way of doing it. Well, I hope that my video on gachas was helpful, and hopefully you can utilize something similar to what I have. There are other features available that you can use. Certainly, there are the towers available that you can build. So until then, I'll see you guys later, and hopefully this video was helpful. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.